All right, so let me ask you this. Were any of you guys college athletes? Were you a college athlete?
Yes, I.
What sport?
Football and basketball.
Okay. And how'd that work out for you?
I got beat up a lot because I was on the practice squad.
Did you graduate?
Yes, I graduated.
When you graduated, were you still on the team when you graduated?
No, I was off team by then.
Bill, were you in the athletic program when you were undergrad? Oh, man. Because I can hear, like, see what had happened was.
Not at all.
I was about to say something, yes or no?
No.
Okay, in college, were you a college athlete?
I was not.
You was not, Pamela?
I carried a flag.
That's good. That's close.
Hey, that takes athletic ability to carry that flag.
I'm so sorry. We shouldn't allow you. That's very important.
That's right.
To carry that
I
flag.
briefly carried a flag.
You were in marching band.
I was in a band.
You were a flag girl.
I was a flag girl.
Flag person.
That's right.
Very
Actually,
briefly.
that's a. Who'd you say? What do you
Very
mean
briefly, because when my mom found out that I had to pay money for things and to travel with the
she was
band,
like, "Oh no."
She was like, "Oh no, that's not
You
why I
can twirl
sent
a flag
you."
at home.
Right, that's not why I sent you to school. So.
Well, she was a business professor, if I recall.
Exactly. Exactly.
She did the math. Okay. All right. Well, I was not a college athlete. As a matter of fact, I grew up in a home where athletics was de-emphasized because of the fear of being taken advantage of. And so, you know, we could run and we could do all we wanted to do, but Dad was like, poof, over my dead body. Your job is to come home with the A average.
I was the same thing. My parents were both immigrants, and it was de-emphasized more so that not to derail you from going, you know, the school route, because very few people actually make it into professional, whatever it may be, basketball or football or soccer or whatever sport it is. So it was de-emphasized for that it's not a reality. And if you want to play sports, you could do it as a hobby or whatever, but to spend that amount of time and energy and take away from the academic part of your life, they just didn't think it was worth it.
Yeah, and I see myself as a parent now. I mean, I never want to be a parent that will stifle any of my children's interests, but I think I've kind of adopted my parents' philosophy. It's just like, yeah, you can run like the wind, but unless that biology grade is a B or better, you're not running nowhere except for to the library or to a tutor. But it's still, yeah, I do. I think education is for everyone, and I don't buy the argument that, you know, because they're in an athletic program, then the expectations of their academic proficiency, for lack of a better word, should be lowered.
No, it shouldn't be. No,
It should
not
not.
at all.
But I think it does get lowered. That's the problem for me. I think it does get lowered because he's so talented. We'll give him a provisional admission.
Right.
You know, we'll admit him on academic probation.
That does happen.
And then the academic probationary status keeps getting renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed because he keeps bringing in the money. Well.
Right. Or how about going back to basketball? You know, for men's basketball, you only have to play for 1 year. So now that gets lowered to a semester, because the first semester you have to keep your grades up, but then in the second semester, you know, you don't have to go to class, and you're not even forced to come to class, especially if they know that you're going to be a first-round draft pick.
I've gone to some schools that have had some athletic programs, and I have run into the basketball players, and no, they did not go to class.
And see, and that's what.
Well, I won't see. I'm not going to say all.
No.
I'm having one particular recall, and I was just like, "Are you serious?
Right.
Like, literally, will you do my work for me?" I'm like, "Oh, you got me confused."
Right, and that was the thing that I was saying. It's not that.
And still didn't make it to the pros.
it's not that we're saying, okay, academics is not important. What I'm saying is, you know, sometimes when it comes to athletics, that's all that's thrown in these kids' faces.
Yeah, but when you do the funding, or when you talk about colleges that totally focus on athletic programs, at the end of the day, what ends up being walked away from the conversation is athletics is more important than academics. Because at the end of the day, yes, it is, because you could tell a lot about a man by the way he spends his money. And if all they spend their money on athletics, and athletics must be important.
No, okay, but what, you see, here's the thing. And I thought about this long and hard, and I cannot give
you have to synthesize like that.
Give an answer.
Yeah, okay.
I can't give an answer. But how would you measure the commitment of an institution to academics, to student learning or academic quality?
You know, for me, I think at that point I would like to see some public math. If I know that this institution has gained a significant profit, a 10% profit, whatever, I want to see how does that trickle back down to the student. And I'm not talking about because they build a new building. I want to see, how does it trickle back down to that particular student? Does that mean that tuition is now going to be discounted by $50, by $100
Well, I don't know
because
if
they've done
that's-
so
no,
well?
no.
I mean,
All reports that I read talked about how the athletic students receive 25% more than the academic student, or it's a ratio of 6 to 1.
and see, it's not just the
So-
issue of just money. We have to now start having conversations in percentages. What percentage of free money, for lack of a better word, of scholarship money, does that person on an athletic scholarship get compares to a person that's admitted on an academic scholarship?
Right.
Not just the dollar amount, but the percentage. And trust me, it is a higher percentage that is given to that athletic
Athletic.
student.
Yes.
Outside of the argument that that athletic student does not nearly get what they should get when the institution makes its profit. All right, that wraps up our online conversation. Bill, we're going to have round 2. I can see it on your face. Thank you all for coming. May the force be with you.